Hi, this is Brenda Green, and welcome back to Living in the Go. So today I'm talking to you about reparations, and I'm titling this "Make Your Own Reparations." So people have talked a lot about this. They claim they're going to do studies, the government or whatever, and people are hoping that the government is going to give Black Americans in this country reparations for the years of slavery that we had to endure. But the reality is, and they have paid reparations to other groups. They paid reparations to the Japanese when they would put them in internment camps during World War II, and these were citizens. They did reparations to Native Americans who this is their land. They did reparations for some Italians down in the South who were treated as bad as Black people when they first came here, because a lot of them were hanged. As a whole nother story, but they paid them reparations. So the money is there for all of the things that they give to other countries, billions and billions and billions of dollars. The money is there to do reparations for us. The reality is, I don't believe our government will ever give African Americans, Black people in this country reparations. And it's because we are Black people. And so I was listening to a podcast and it made me start thinking in terms of what they were saying, which was very, very true. We should not have to depend on the government to figure things out because we are very resilient as a people. So what do? So one of the things that the podcaster suggested was that a simple thing like raising your credit score from 650 to 750 is money in your pocket. Because if your score is low, every time you go to buy a car, every time you try to buy a house, you're going to pay so much more in interest because your rates are low. Well, simple raising your score to over 720 will instantly give you more money in your pocket. You will go from paying 25% interest to paying 6% in this market, maybe even lower because you have a better interest rate. Thus, over the years, you could accumulate so much more money that stays in your pocket and make that your own reparation. There are other things that we do, like there are people, unfortunately, on SNAP because they don't make enough, and a lot of people who are on SNAP work each and every day. They're just not making enough to provide for their families. So again, you see what's happening with the shutdown. They're not paying people, so people are struggling, having to go to food banks. So start thinking in terms of how can I make my own reparations. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but find ways to not depend. If you're growing things in a garden, that's food that you don't have to depend on anybody else for. Believe it or not, I'm in an apartment and I grow food in here, especially during the summertime. So find ways to make your own reparations because truthfully, I don't think the government is going to do it for us. So a little bit of information, my thoughts. I hope that helps. Thanks so much and have a great day.